What's up guys, it's Paralyzer here, and welcome to Zombies Map Reviews. In today's episode, we will be reviewing the Zombies map that takes place in a top secret facility, 5. We will be ranking the map based on 3 criteria: features, replayability, and atmosphere. These are my opinions, so try not to take offense if they don't align with yours. While testing the map, I will be going for a high round, beating all of the Easter eggs, and also playing a multiplayer game. 5 is the 6th Zombies map to be made, annoyingly, and the 2nd on Black Ops 1. To unlock this map, you had to beat the Black Ops 1 campaign, or input a special code into the PC on the main menu. This map is set in the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. Hence the name 5, as a pentagon has 5 sides. It takes place on November 6th, 1963, just 1 year after the Cuban Missile Crisis, and is presumed to be a meeting between JFK, McNamara, Nixon, and Castro to improve relations between the USA and Cuba. This goes wrong when Samantha Maxis unleashes the undead inside of the Pentagon, causing the four to have to fight them off. Luckily, the USA has recruited some members of 935 after it was disbanded due to the disappearance of Richtofen and Maxis, and thus they have been researching Element 115, meaning they have access to the perks and Pack-a-Punch machines hidden in the facility. They also have created their own wonder weapon, the Winter's Howl. Samantha sends Yuri from Ascension to the Pentagon, in which he becomes the Pentagon Thief. His purpose is to stop them surviving in any way possible. After the events of 5, America formed its own research group to develop research into 115, known as Broken Arrow. With the background and story out of the way, let's move on to our first category: features. The first feature of this map that I have already touched on is a brand new wonder weapon, the Winter's Howl. This can only be obtained from the box, and when shot, it freezes the zombies and then eventually kills them. This weapon can also be pack-a-punched into the Winter's Fury. This is a strongly hated wonder weapon, although when I got the chance to use it, I actually quite enjoyed it. It can be good in sticky situations for saving your life, but can also be good for camping in the elevator hallway. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to get you to round 100 anytime soon, but I think in comparison to other guns in the map, it's still very strong, and it gets more hate than it deserves. 5 also adds 2 brand new power-ups to zombies. The first is the Death Machine power-up, which was first introduced on this map. Now unfortunately on Black Ops 1, this is more of a power down, as once picked up, you have a Death Machine for 30 seconds. Sounds great, but really, it's a weak weapon that struggles to kill past round 20. Not only that, but once you pick it up, you can't unequip it, so it forces you to hold it for the entire 30 seconds, preventing you from reviving teammates or doing literally anything else. The second power-up added on 5, however, is the complete opposite, as it's the Bonfire Sail. This can be obtained if the player kills the Pentagon Thief before he steals your weapons. This power-up forces all teleporters on the map to teleport to the Pack-a-Punch room and reduces the price of Pack-a-Punch from 5,000 to 1,000 points. This is an amazing drop, but it is very, very hard to get. When it comes to enemies, the Nova Crawlers return from Kino. Spoiler alert, I still hate them, but they will only spawn on this map when the player is in the bottom level or the labs, meaning that they can easily be avoided, which is much better than Kino. Then of course there is the infamous Pentagon Thief. To replace Dog Rounds, the team at Treyarch came up with a genius idea: an enemy that steals your gun. The whole purpose of this round is to chase down the thief and kill him before he escapes. If he escapes, you get a max ammo, but you lose your gun. If you let him steal a gun and then kill him, you'll get a max ammo, just like a dog round, but also a fire sale. If you're somehow able to take him down without him stealing a weapon from you, then you will earn a max ammo and a bonfire sale, but this is very, very hard to do, and is typically done with claymores. In order to access Pack-a-Punch, the player has to use a new system called DEFCON. Essentially, once the power is turned on, the players can go into the middle floor of the map, where they can find 4 switches. Each time you hit a switch, it raises the DEFCON level, with it starting at 1. Once DEFCON 5 is reached, the panic room will open, and within this the player will find the Pack-a-Punch machine. Each time the player wants to upgrade a weapon, they must redo this process. This reminds me of the teleporter linking on Kino, but instead of interacting with 2 things, you now have to interact with 4. I quite like this Pack-a-Punch system, as you can flick the first 3 switches and then wait as long as you'd like in order to hit the 4th switch and unlock Pack-a-Punch. When it comes to Easter eggs, this map has 1. and it's yet again an Easter egg song. To activate it, you have to interact with 3 red telephones on the map, and this will cause Won't Back Down by Eminem to play. This is very different from other Easter egg songs thus far, as this was the first not specifically made to be an Easter egg song on the map, and was produced before the release of the map. Finally, this map also introduces the idea of buildables. This comes about as the traps in Spawn don't work initially, but if you explore the map, you can find fuse boxes that you can pick up and then place within the traps to enable them. This is a small new feature, but worth pointing out as it's the start of a whole new idea in zombies, buildables. Overall, this map introduces some cool new features, like an all-new boss enemy, which I would argue is the first boss enemy of any map. It also adds some new power-ups, an all-new wonder weapon, and buildable traps. It does, however, lack once again in the Easter eggs category, so for this reason, I'm giving 5 a 7.5 for features. It includes a lot of things that I love about zombies, and while it is a hard map, it can still be fun. Moving on to our next category, we have replayability. This map is almost a polar opposite to Kino der Toten. Kino was easy and in a way introduced training to the community. 5 was way harder. While this map does include some good camping spots, such as the elevator on the top floor, these will only last you 20 to 30 rounds before the zombies become too strong. Thus, this is up there as one of the most difficult maps to survive on. When I tried playing this map solo, it was even harder. I was struggling to even turn on the power, if I'm being honest. When it comes to true high rounding, the strategy is to train in the starting area and use the electric trap to kill the zombies, as it does infinite damage. While this is a good strategy, it's worth noting that it's very hard to do, and this map as a whole is extremely difficult. When it comes to Easter eggs, there's no replayability here, as there's no Easter eggs other than the song. Overall, I'm going to give 5 a 5.5 for replayability. I think it's hard for the casuals to get into this map and make it far. Any experienced zombies player will be able to make it decently far, especially on multiplayer, but even still, you need to be extremely good to get to the really high rounds. This combined with the lack of Easter eggs makes this map one of the least replayable that we've reviewed so far, in my opinion. For our final category, we have to rank the map based on its atmosphere. This map is set in the Pentagon. It doesn't really get much cooler than that, let's be honest. You get to play as JFK, Fidel Castro, Robert McNamara, and Richard Nixon. Talk about an epic ensemble of characters. This map just feels amazing. Feels like the outbreak of zombies just occurred and you're thrust into this panicked situation where you must try to calm yourself to fight against the undead. The characters all have completely unique dialogue and interact with each other in hilarious ways at times. There's something about playing as these almost top secret individuals in a top secret place that feels so interesting and gripping. This map shines in this area, and the Pentagon Thief also helps bring it to life as he fits perfectly with the atmosphere and feel of the map. Having the Nova Crawlers only appear in the labs was a genius move, as it makes you feel like you're in an area where top secret experiments are taking place. Overall, I love the atmosphere of this map and genuinely think it does an amazing job of immersing you into such a unique location with such a unique cast, and for those reasons, I have to give it a 9 out of 10. The only thing that could potentially be improved upon here is the interactiveness in the map to help increase the immersiveness, like interacting with certain computers or consoles to make sounds or effects happen within the map would have been very cool. In conclusion, 5 scores are 7.5 for features, a 5.5 for replayability, and a 9 for atmosphere, giving it an overall score of 7.3 out of 10, which is A tier, and our highest ranked map overall so far. Overall, this map just feels amazing. While it might have been difficult, it perfectly captures the atmosphere of a zombie outbreak inside one of the most top secret buildings in the United States. It provides a unique wonder weapon and the first boss enemy, and is overall an amazing map that is underrated by most. That's all for the review. Let me know what you think of 5 in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like on it. I'll see you in the next Zombies video. Have a great rest of your day.